there, listeners. It's your annoyingly optimistic host here, bringing you another season of the Annoyingly Optimistic Show. Welcome to Season 2, Voicemails to Tim. Now, let's meet Tim. He's been running his own small business for almost 3 years now, and let's just say he's hit a bit of a rough patch. You know how it is. Sometimes you get so stuck, you make yourself busy and just avoid finding the real problems. Well, that's Tim. So as a good friend, I decided to leave him a daily voicemail, if I can't get hold of him, filled with nuggets of inspiration, insight and wisdom, and downright brilliant ideas to help get him unstuck. Every day, in just under 10 minutes, I'll share some tips, tricks, and a healthy dose of optimism to get Tim, and maybe even you, back on track. Because let's face it, we're all a little tired, in need of help, and muddling through. So here we go. Oh wait, never mind. Tim's being busy. Here's the voicemail I left him today.
Hi Tim, Paul again. Great to catch up with you in person for once the other day. It's good to see you, mate, and hopefully we can do it again soon. One of the things that you said to that, and it's great to hear you kind of taking some of these things on board, but I did take to a little bit of overwhelm. And this is one of those things that can be a struggle, you know, particularly when getting some of that passion back, but you're suddenly worried about lots of different things. And we touched on some other things, but there's something, and again, I've had the pleasure of speaking to the author of this particular book, and it's one that I think I may have mentioned in passing, but I thought it popped into my head. Basically, I'm using the rule in doing this. Basically, it's called the 2-minute rule. There's an author called David Allen, Getting Things Done, which I think you've probably heard me talk about. Basically, the 2-minute rule, it's a fantastic book, and I'll go into a bit of the reasoning behind this, but the idea behind the 2-minute rule is if something takes less than 2 minutes, do it. That's why you're getting this call right now. Literally, I've got a couple of minutes, I've got to dive into a meeting. Must pass this one on. Because the thing is, our brains are meant for creative thought, problem solving, doing amazing things like that. They're not great stores. They're not great places to store bits of information. And so consequently, what we'll often default to is lists and things like that to try and record and remember the things we want to do. And there's a thing called cognitive load. Again, read David Allen's book for all the deep dive in this if you find this interesting. But basically, as soon as we try to remember more than 3 things, our brain functions literally starts to slow down because we're not very good at that. That's not what our brains are meant for. And so the idea behind the 2-minute rule is if something takes 2 minutes or less, just do it. Because the energy it takes to kind of work out, okay, what is it that I need to do? Right, I better get my notepad, get my thing, record a note down, write down what it is I need to do, whatever this 2-minute task is, and then remember to come back to that note at a later point. And then when you come back and pick it up later, you've got to kind of reread it and remember, right, what was it that this was this burning thing that I needed to do, and go back through that and then actually do the task. Now, as you can imagine, it almost took me more than 2 minutes just to explain what that 2-minute task was and the things that you did to record it. And that's why you just do it, because the energy it's going to take to basically record all that and catalogue it and come back to it, just do it. And this goes for emails, this goes for phone calls, this goes when you've got those kind of little jobs which spring up, just do them. You know, the notebooks, the lists and everything like that, they're great for recording the big projects and the multi-step things that you can't do in 2 minutes. But often firing that email to a customer or to a supplier, to picking up the call, texting someone, messaging something, just tweaking something, you know, just do it, just get it done. And it's amazing if you can really dive into that and really make a point of, yeah, okay, I'm going to embrace the 2-minute rule and I'm going to do this. Suddenly you free up more time. You might think, I'm going to spend my whole day doing 2 minutes tasks. You're not, because you're going to basically be getting these out of the way, and you're going to find you've got more time to do the other things, because what you were actually been doing almost without noticing is you would have been recording and cataloguing so many of these little tasks that suddenly your to-do list was getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and this will actually make it smaller. Because you'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, no, I can concentrate on the big things now. Now, there's always those little bits when if you're in the middle of if you're in the middle of a client phone call or something like that, and an email pops up, put them on Do Not Disturb and get rid of them. So don't, interrupt that. But there's little tricks that you can use as well to really do that. Email is a key one, and messaging to a degree as well is. You might suddenly realise, God, I need to send off half a dozen different things to people. And there's a whole host of little kind of 2-minute tasks. But often those things will crop up at unfortunate times, 5 in the morning when you're coming back from the gym, or late at night or whatever. So, but dive in and do them. Don't write down, oh, I better do that at 10 o'clock. Do them. And I can't remember which email client that you're using, but a lot of them now, you've got a thing called send later. So write those 2-minute emails. Even if you don't want to send it right then, write them, schedule them to go out at a time you want, the following day or whatever. If you've said to someone, oh, I'll email you on Thursday, don't diarise to write the email to send to them on Thursday. Write it now while you're thinking about it and schedule it to go on Thursday. Again, so use the tools to support you, but the 2-minute rule is great because it just allows you to just kind of dive in and get lots of little things done. I'll probably talk to you at length of some of the other things in getting things done, because there's so many kind of little things in there which I know would help you. But I think the 2-minute rule is just one of those little ones. Grab it and kind of use it. Now, for some people, the 2-minute rule is the 3-minute rule, or the 4-minute or 5-minute. 2 minutes isn't a special number, but the idea is the energy that it takes to record these things and come back to them is far more than just doing them and getting them done. As in the name of the book. So I hope that helps, Tim. It just struck me when you were listing off excitedly lots of things that you kind of wanted to do, and some of those, like, just get them done. Just get them done right now. Let's not talk about getting them done. Get them off, fire them away. So hopefully that helps, and catch up with you soon. Cheers, Tim. Bye.
And that's it for today's episode of Voicemails to Tim on the Annoyingly Optimistic Show. Now remember, Tim might be busy, but we're all in this together. Whether you're tired, in need of help, or just muddling through, Tim is here for you because, well, Tim is you. Yes, you heard that right. Tim isn't just my friend, he's a reflection of all of us who are struggling to make it work. TIM stands for tired, in need of help, and muddling through. So if you're feeling like a Tim, you're not alone. For all those ambitious listeners, if you've got a burning business question, a quirky thought, or just want to see if you can leave an even weirder voicemail, head over to the website voicemailstotim.com, submit your question, and maybe, just maybe, you'll hear your idea in a future Voicemail to Tim. So until then, stay annoyingly optimistic, keep pushing forward, and remember, if life gives you lemons, leave a voicemail about it.